Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Jeff Bailey. Welcome to the channel. I wanted to do a quick series about a trip I just got back from. My wife and I went to Spain. We spent time in Barcelona, really all over the Catalonian region, to the Pyrenees Mountains, to the La Costa Brava. Really great trip. Saw a little bit of this kind of stuff. Pretty cool, right? If you like that, I've got a lot more. I'll leave a link to the full drone video in the description below. Spent a lot of time stopping at ferreterias and cuchelerias. I've been working on the Spanish, so bear with me. But pocket knife stores, kitchen stuff, hardware stores. Lots of pocket knives in Spain, some really cool stuff from Spanish makers. I came home with a couple. Excited to take a look at them with you. So what we're going to do is probably a little short video mini-series where we're just going to spend a few minutes on each knife just taking a look at it. Let's take a look and see what we've got. We're going to start this off by talking about a knife from Pallares, which is a manufacturer of tools and knives, has been for a long time. From the region of Catalonia and Spain, in the northeast, same place that Barcelona is in. Pallares actually comes from the city of Solsona. Solsona? I don't know where the accent is there. And this is the only knife manufacturer in the region of Catalonia, which is of course where we visited. This is a pretty standard example of one of their knives. They have lots of different sizes. Well, not a lot. It's a couple different sizes of their pocket knives. They're all slip joints like this. They all have the same basic handle shape, which is a little bit reminiscent of that Spanish traditional pocket knife style, that navaja style, which I'll have to put like a little picture up here of what one of those typically looks at so you can get that comparison. The blade shape, however, is different. The navajas tend to have that kind of clip point blade, and these knives have a big kind of teardrop, drop point blade. This is a carbon steel knife. You can see a little bit of patina I've already gone in there. I've used this a little bit. Satin finish on this blade. Ground extremely thin. I don't know how best to kind of capture that that blade grind, but I hope you can see there. I mean, part of it's because I'm losing the focus, but I mean, it's almost hard to catch on camera how thinly ground this knife is ground. You can see even at the spine's not very thick for how big this knife is. This is really kind of a whole hand knife. Very simple, and we're not talking Great Eastern cutlery level of fit and finish. You can see that the back spring is actually slightly proud when the knife is fully open. And really the biggest construction flaw with this knife, which makes sense to me now, but didn't at the time. What's missing when we're talking slip joints when you look at this knife? If anybody said a kick, you win a gold star. No kick on this knife. So first got this knife. It has a very strong back spring half stop. Very proud back spring on the half stop. You can hear that snap when it comes into play. I mean, this is a good, just an honest working knife. Very sharp, thinly ground carbon steel blade, fine point. All that's great. The problem was when I closed this, like I'd close one of my other traditionals, the half stop, where I just kind of let it ride to that half point, and then just let the spring kind of pull it close. I've already done the damage. I've not resharpened it yet, so I'll show you here. But when you don't have a kick, listen. You hear that snap? That's not the snap of kick. That is the snap of the belly of this blade hitting the bottom of the channel in there. It's not super. I mean, it's nondescript, just like about any other knife channel. But if you look at the edge, You can see this point right here where it's a little bit uneven. I've tried to kind of use a honing steel to straighten that out where I had flattened it off, but I think the lip is on this side. Yeah, it's more apparent on this side. See that part right there where it slapped the back of that, slapped the inside of the belly there, or the belly slapped the bottom of the knife on closing. That's really the biggest flaw with this design that I can see. Otherwise, I mean, I like the knife a lot. It's a very attractive knife. So closing it, what I do now is I just kind of help follow it down so it doesn't slap shut. Look at this wood. I've never seen this before. This is olive wood. Olive trees are endemic to the Mediterranean region, to Spain certainly. I don't think Catalonia is the center of olive production, but I'm sure they grow some there. Beautiful grain on this wood. It's very smooth wood. Try to get a little closer here without getting you too much with my light. I'm trying my new filming light on today's video to see if I can film after dark. And you see that really cool, kind of almost a curly grain to it. Nice figuring here. It's a little bit more hit and miss for the back panel here. You see some sort of lighter sapwood in here, and that darker heartwood. But still, it's a nice looking wood. But like this is more ornate. A lot of the other Pallares knives end up being kind of plastic bodied, but they're inexpensive. So this knife with the carbon steel and the olive wood handles was about a €30 knife. It's a few more dollars than it is euros, just due to the exchange rate, but not way cheaper than a Great Eastern knife, and you get a quality tool here. Honestly, I don't think you could have too many complaints. Well-centered blade, no rub of any kind, and honestly, no play at all to it. For a slip joint, very, very solid hookup here. But other things like the pivot, well, we talked about the issue on closing. We talked about some of the fit and finish. There's a little bit of gapping you see on that back spring, some little inconsistent finishes, some sort of finely rubbed points and other points that are less polished. Some of it's just not as clean. I mean, the pivot is literally like a rivet that's been peened in here. Nothing. It's nothing crazy, but it's honest. It's just an honest working tool, and I really like the fact that it was made by a company in the region that I visited. That's been there for a while. It mimics a lot of the shape of the handle of the traditional Navaja Spanish pocket knife. Carbon steel, thin ground. I've been leaning more towards hardwood, so I got to pick up a new hardwood that I've not had before, and ultimately come away with a pretty nice tool that should last quite a while if it's well taken care of. And it's something that you're not going to find in every other North Carolina or United States knife collector's collection. So anyway, stay tuned. We got 3 more cool knives to come up in the next videos, and hope you enjoy those as much as you've enjoyed this one. Please give a like and subscribe. I love hearing from you in the comments. That stuff's really helpful. We're getting close to 500 subscribers, and that would be a pretty cool milestone to pass. So anyways, thanks again for watching, and I hope I catch you in the next one.